Hello, Internet. It's always seemed to me that modern art was a joke, one that I never really got, the kind of fake adult concept wrapped in a colorful, childlike demeanor kind of humor. And I know what you're thinking. Yoko, oh no, you don't say, Stephen. This coming from a guy that looks as cultured as a vegan cheese. And yeah, I get that. I'm the first to admit most things are beyond my comprehension. Like, what the fuck is mining for cryptocurrency exactly? Or getting married in your early 20s seems like a form of mental illness, but modern art takes the impressionist cake. It just feels like a scam. From the dude that taped a banana to a wall and everyone oohed and awed about it, or when someone dropped a glove on the floor of the MoMA and people were just loving it. Literal modern art getting out of hand. Or the guy who sold his piece of modern art, a sculpture, for $18,000 that was invisible. You got tricked. I've seen people waiting in line at the MoMA to watch things like a chair painted green, just sitting alone in a room for 40 minutes. What the fuck are you doing? I'm sure my mind is probably at some arrested development, yeah. But I'm not hating people doing shit. Let me stop you there. I don't hate anyone making anything, but all the people around it, well, them I got some thoughts on. It's like with music. Take Nickelback, a group of middle-aged bootcuts playing the music they want to play. Who cares what they want to do? But if you were to bring me back to your apartment on a date and there's a huge Nickelback poster up above your bed, I'm going to have some thoughts about you, which may lead to some hiccups with my performance in said bedroom, or maybe I'll make it too excited too quickly looking at that luxurious lion's mane. It's like a waterfall of pure sunlight. I'm not sure which is worse. Both are troubling, honestly. But what I'm saying is it's never the artist, but the people that pay the thousands. The one that talk like a banana taped to the wall is Jesus' second coming. Those people I got thoughts on, man. The ones that work the word juxtaposition in every other paragraph when they're talking about art. When the real juxtaposition is them posting love of a homeless street artist that's clearly suffering, and then the next post is them vaping on a private jet. It's all a sham. And it's a repeated trick, one that the feds have been catching up on too, it seems. It's been shown that the modern art world has been used and caught countless times for racketeering and money laundering. I remember seeing Rothko's work, a bunch of people just looking at purple. I get it. I love the color purple too. It was Oprah's best work before her team up with the CIA to make skin cream made from baby foreskin. And how about Mariana Abramovich? Remember her? She got a massive turnout of people lining up, waiting for the chance to sit across a table from her, just to sit in silence and look at each other. To me, it seems like a huge waste of time. I mean, why would I want to relive every Christmas dinner with my weirdo extended family growing up? I mean, people, if you want that exact experience of awkward sitting in silence, just go on a date with me. I'll save you the lineup time and even pay for the drinks. I remember seeing the Mona Lisa, and I was like, okay, this is cool, but I still didn't get why the huge fanfare about it. And it turns out for the majority of history, I wasn't alone with my thoughts. I was even with the majority about the work. See, no one else gave a lot of shit coins about that painting until 1911. Before 1911, the same year the apartment I'm sitting in right now was built. Before that year, it wasn't the most famous painting in the world. It wasn't the most famous painting in the Louvre. It wasn't even the most famous painting in its section. In 1911, it was stolen. These cat burglars stole and held on to that painting for 2 years. And that became headlines in the printed word back when websites were on paper, that pre-clickbait headline story. For 2 years, that painting went more viral than my diseases were in the early 2000s. front cover of all the papers all around the world, all eyes on her, drinking your morning coffee. Boom, Mona, waiting for your horse and carriage taxi thing. Boom, Mona. And with the exposure alone, it became a masterpiece. From no one caring about it all that much to it everywhere, overexposed, everyone thinking, wow, so amazing. One face being shoved in front of their faces, becoming what beauty is now. That shit, does that sound familiar? And of course, there's the old cliche where uneducated idiots like myself see a childlike line drawing selling for thousands and they say, oh, I could make that. And the go-to comeback to that statement, typically by someone wearing a scarf in far too hot weather, is, yeah, but you didn't. Well, to them I say,
this is Stranger Radio saying, adios, amigo.